Hello, I'm Spaztastic. Welcome to Spaztastic TV. Today we're going to be looking at survival kits and sardine cans. Got one here from Whistle Creek and another one from Coghlan's. I think I pronounced that correctly, but whatever. Instead of standing here and holding them up and then talking about them, because that would be boring, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tear the packaging off of this one first. I think I'd actually be prepared, to be showing you something that's for emergency preparedness. But no. Okay, so I'm just going to list off what's inside of it. It says it's got acetaminophen, adhesive bandages, alcohol prep, antibiotic ointment, book of matches, tea bag, chewing gum, compass, sugar, whistle, salt packet, energy nugget, duct tape, fire starter cube, wire clip, first aid instructions, fish hook and line, note paper, pencil, razor blade, safety pin, signal mirror, and a waterproof bag. Interestingly, it doesn't list the little tin can the aluminum can as part of the survival kit, but it is part of the survival kit. But anyhow, let's go ahead, and since this one has the least amount of items in it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open it up. Let's listen. No hiss. I had to freaking throw that reference in there. Go ahead and open it up. Now, when it comes to opening up like these kind of things, like if I was going to use this in a survival situation, I'd just open it like that. But let's go ahead and let's get the contents out of it, which is neatly packed in there. You can rattle it. But let's go ahead and let's... Jesus. It's got Lipton black tea in it. Don't know if you can see that because of the reflection from my lighting. But here's your plastic bag that you're probably going to cut when you open up the thing. Interestingly, no wet wipe in it. It said it had an alcohol prep pad, but you got your Lipton tea, your nondescript book of matches. I would have literally used a reason to put my company logo on that. Little table, little like restaurant salt pack, alcohol wipe. I guess that's a wet wipe. 2 acetaminophen, and it didn't say anything about ointment for putting on things. It's got your little strip of duct tape on a little pouch thing. I mean, like little backing could be useful for something. Your instructions right here that you can't read because of freaking overexposure from poor studio lighting and a bad background choice color. And it just tells you what's in the survival kit. Sorry if it seems like I'm a little bit slow. I'm a little rusty. Let's just go ahead and ignore that. Here's your sewing line / fishing line, of which if I can find it in here. And by the way, all I can smell since I've opened this is that they have legitimately, instead of putting a whole bunch of gum in it, have stuck this wintergreen bubble gum in here, which would be nice if you actually had to open this up and eat it, because it's made everything smell all nice on the inside of it. You got your on the packaging it said it was Domino sugar, which you'd commonly find in like some older MREs and stuff. Your razor blade, the fishing line that I talked about a minute ago, your golf course pencil. I guess the paper is on the back of this. It's not like a really super cheapo pencil either. It actually writes. Then you got your razor blade. You got your Band-Aid. And it says it has an energy nugget in it. Your energy nugget in here is a Tootsie Roll. And not even like a normal size Tootsie Roll. It's like an inflation freaking Tootsie Roll where it's gotten smaller. You got your fire starter cube, which I probably should demonstrate, but I don't really want to take the effort to actually go out and demonstrate that. You got your horrible tiny little button compass that I'm going to actually see if I can get it to point north. Which north to me is, I'm facing directly north right now, and it is actually, no, I'm not facing north right now. Yes, I am actually facing north right now. I'm sorry, I get a little bit confused. And it does actually point north. You can't see it because I can't really hold it up and actually demonstrate that. Now, an interesting thing about my house is that I used to have so many hard drive magnets that no compass that got within probably around 30 feet of my garage would point north. It would point right to the garage. And here's your whistle, which is pretty lame. So I mean, like it has all this little stuff in there, and you got a paper clip. I'm pretty sure there was a safety. I thought that was everything that was in there. I was getting a little confused. I was like, did they shortchange me? Because that'd be terrible in a survival kit. Safety pin. And if I can even get it out without hooking myself. there we go. You have your little tiny fishing hook, which leads me to one thing, which is I don't understand, and I probably should rant about this after I open the Coghlan's survival kit in a can. But I mean, like, this has some stuff in here that would be very useful. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, you know, I don't mind having some tea with a little bit of sugar in it. But I can't help but feel like that's really not going to suffice as fishing line. Which, where the hell's the end of it? There's the end of it. And you can actually sort of see it. It's fairly strong, too, actually. I'm going to give it some props for that. I thought it would have been surprisingly weak, but I keep thinking that there should be a sewing needle in here, but no, that's in the other survival kit. And if it seems like I'm just droning on here and just standing here with a bunch of crap in front of me, that's kind of what I'm doing. Because it's called video padding, and that's something that I'm not really good at. Or I am good at. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section. But that's the Whistle Creek survival kit in a can. Everything will be a pain in the ass to get back in there. And then you have the Coghlan's one, which has way more items in it, and it weighs a lot more. Now, I missed out on an opportunity here to see one thing, is if these things floated. I'm pretty sure that this one sealed wood, you threw it in the water, it would float. This one actually weighs a substantial amount more. But I'm pretty sure it would probably float too. I mean, that'd be important when it comes to a little survival kit thing like this. Okay. This is why I generally don't do unboxings on the channel. But yeah, the contents of this one are multifunctional survival tool, sewing needle, signal whistle, survival first aid information pamphlet, pencil, note paper, 3 feet of reflective cord, compass, 2 fire starter cubes, so it already has more than this does, other than the Whistle Creek one does. I gotta keep in mind these also both cost exactly the same, and if you're wondering where I got them, I bought this one off of My Patriot Supply, which that's not a paid advertisement. I actually paid money for this, and the other one I got off of Amazon, because I just seen survival kit and a sardine can. Why not compare 2 of them? But yeah, well, let's see, where was I? 2 fire starter cubes, freaking 9.8 feet of, or 3 meters of multi-use cord, because I actually probably ought to put out the reason why everything in here is mostly in, it's kind of like a smorgasbord where you get the 3 meters of the cord, is because I think Coghlan's is a Canadian company, if that's important to anybody. You get 4 waterproof matches. The other one gave you a book, 101 feet of fishing line / sewing thread, a match book, 3 twist, I guess it does give you a match book, 3 twist ties, a foot of duct tape, signal mirror, resealable bag, 2 nails, 2 safety pins, 2 fish hooks, razor blade, tea light, well, which is a candle, and a tin can. So that's a lot of stuff to cram into a little can. So go ahead and open it up. And by the way, if you actually want a size comparison behind them, the Coghlan's one is bigger than the Whistle Creek one. But yeah, you open it up, you can see immediately that you have probably your information pamphlet, or no, it's your substantially more really cheap duct tape, your resealable bag, which is just a sandwich bag. The other one's actually a little higher quality, but you probably cut it opening it. And I'm assuming that these are your waterproof matches, along with your exact same matchbook, which is a product of the USA. Is the other one a product of the USA? Now I'm curious. No, these are Atlas matches for the Whistle Creek one. This one just says product of the USA. Pembroke on. God damn it. These are Eddie matches. And you get the exact same kind of cord that you found in the other one. You just get a lot more of it. And these little fire starter cubes smell like fish. I don't know why. You get a little tiny little bit of cord. You know, I guess it said you got cord. Fire starter cubes. You know, when I first opened this thing, I was kind of like, what the hell could possibly be useful in these things that I could actually, you know, use? And I'm starting to see that at least this Coghlan's one has a lot more stuff in it, which is really useful. But it also has a pencil in it, which I'll use here in a second, that is the weirdest pencil I've ever seen It just has the graphite right at the end of it and a little clip thing. And you get your twist ties with some more cordage. Your tea light candle, which I guess that'd be useful. You could actually use that to heat something up, but if you got a book of matches and you know basics of fire starting. Let's see, does this one have a slightly better whistle in it? Let me blow your eardrums out. No, it has a worse whistle in it. And it has what looks to be the same button compass. And let's see, is it going to point north? And it also points north, but this one actually has fluid in it. Little wire, little package of wire with a little bit of masking tape. In a survival situation, you'd try to save that. Another razor blade. Multiple sizes of safety pins. That I just dropped a smaller one on the floor. Oh well. Your galvanized steel nails with nothing to pound them in with. A really thick sewing needle. And I actually hope this is all in frame. I mean, sorry if it really isn't. I'm just droning on. You get two substantially larger fishing hooks that you can't really see because of bad color choices. There's still more stuff in here. I assume that this is the paper that you would draw on or write on. Ooh, that writes on really nice. I could have used that as an opportunity to written something inappropriate and funny. And then you got one of these useless survival cards. I mean, like, I've actually attempted to use one of these things, and 90% of the time, the knife blades on them is not sharp, which this one actually is surprisingly sharp. And it has all sorts of little things. The saw on it would be, well, just to be honest with you, the saw on this would probably work for about 30 seconds, and then it'd be no good anymore because it really looks really poor. But that's the name of the game when it comes to these survival, or these little cards, and it comes with a little thing that tells you things you can attempt to do with it. And it has some it has some more twist ties, which I have one of them holding some of the cordage together. And then just the last thing in here, other than ooh, I can actually test this, the reflective strip. The camera does a pretty good job of getting rid of that, but you could actually use that as a signal mirror. Help me, help me. And as of course the can. And it just basically tells me the exact same things. But the only, okay, going through all this stuff, it's got a bunch of use. They both got useful things in them, things that could help you out in a shitty situation. But I can't help but feel like if this is like your only thing that you have, like not using it as like a supplemental survival type of tool, is that you're like deliberately making yourself miserable. Because I'm trying to think right now about what would be like the context of which you would use a kit like this, and that you wouldn't have already been prepared for or should have been prepared for. I mean, like, you could throw them in a boat or like a glove box of your car, or a side pouch on a motorcycle or something, but at the same time, if I'm putting this in a boat, I have a fishing pole. I mean, oh, you could turn the boat over and, you end up in a crappy situation, but where are you at that that's probably going to be an issue? I mean, like, there's a few contexts in which I could see where you'd have something like this as your primary survival kit, but even for everyday carry, you could carry a lot more items than this. I don't know, if you can come up with a context in which these little survival kits would be useful, let me know down in the comments section. But I feel like I've droned on for a little bit too long, and hopefully this video was at least entertaining and coherent. But anyhow, I'm Spaztastic. You're watching Spaztastic TV. Thank you for watching.